All right, everybody. Welcome back to the PRPL Podcast. This is your host, Austin. I hope you're doing all well today. Joining you now from a Saturday back in the main booth. We got Griffin here joining us remotely again, so we'll see how this works out audio. Say hello, Griff.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And to my left here, back in studio, we have Mikey. Say hello, Mike.
Hello.
So how we doing, fellas? This is, we're back. The Last of Us recap and review. This is the last episode titled Convergence. The finale, you know, I'll be honest, after this one, it was on a Sunday that we watched it, and, you know, I was feeling a little bit existential after it. You know, obviously some big happenings, of course, you know. The season has ended, and Jesse gets got, you know, our guy, St. Jesse of Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because even watching it almost a week later, it's still hitting me. It's like, damn, you know, it's just a lot of build up, of course, a lot of I don't know, maybe a lot of unanswered questions, and also just a lot of damn, that sucks. So
yeah, your really hot take Kreskin moment was that we're going to be left on a cliffhanger, and I'm going to say that one. We're left on a big cliffhanger there, and we'll get to it at some point in this episode. But yeah, what a cliffhanger to end it on, and we got some time before the next season, so this one's going to be stewing and simmering.
Hey, Dad,
quite a bit.
Dad, what did you say before this episode about the time in between?
Yeah, hell, I'll be an older man than I am now.
Yeah,
hell.
he was saying to me he's going to be 62.
Shit, I'll be on Medicare by the time they get to these next. What is it going to take? At least 2 years, guys.
It'll be 2 years, and guess what?
Damn.
We're getting Abby's story too. It's not going to be any kind of, you know, pickup of where we just were. So we're going to have to wait a little longer at that cliffhanger. And you know the way these things go, they're going to find a way to delay this season. There's going to be some kind of fucking issue with the shooting. There's going to be another writer's strike of some sort, and we're not going to get this thing for 5 fucking years.
We're going to get another writer's strike.
Griff, he's on fire today. Coming out hot, Austin.
He's serious.
So we'll see. We got some time ahead. This is the last season, so I guess the question comes, what happens with the PRPL Podcast? So I think we got some direction, you know, just from, you know, kind of here. We're going to try out I guess, what was the show called? Mountain
Head, I believe.
Mountain Head.
Well, the thing is, that the truth of it is that, I don't know, I think we've been having enough fun, and there's been enough momentum and just excitement with all of this. It's like, gosh, we got what's our next thing? What's our next dig? We gotta keep it rolling. And
maybe that. Yeah, go ahead.
Something else too. I mean, man, I keep saying it, Austin, but that damn little reel you made from our last episode, that was one of the highlights of my week. I loved it so much. I thought it was hilarious, and you know how it is. It's fun when you get to do this type of stuff with people that you like most of the time.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of, you know, the existential feeling that we had. You know, this season's over, so we don't get to cover The Last of Us anymore. We got to figure out what the fuck we're doing here on the PRPL Podcast and how we keep this thing rolling. Because, like you said, we're having too much damn fun to stop this thing. We got, you know, the momentum's not crazy yet, but we're having, like I said, we're having too much fun.
We're our own biggest fans right now, but we're building up to maybe getting some other people into it. What's your take on it all, Dad? You know, I know this is kind of a newer area for you, so after doing one full season, what's your take?
Well, my take is you know, this is a lot of fun. You know, hopefully, you know, but I've got a new gig, is what I keep telling my wife. I'm like, hey, you know, she asked me, what are you doing today? Hey, I've got to go to work again on a Saturday.
Yeah, he thought he was retiring.
Yeah, you know, so I'm enjoying this and looking forward to, you know, we've got tons of ideas. I think this Mountain Head with what's his name?
Steve
Carell?
Yeah,
Steve Carell. Yeah. Oh man, you know
and
that,
what's that one? There's
that's
that actor
you
like too, Austin.
Well, what I was gonna say, we're gonna do the new Wes Anderson movie, so being the Phoenician Scheme. We're gonna try to get movies incorporated, and in Mountain Head, Jason Schwartzman, who is actually a recurring actor in a lot of Wes Anderson movies. So that's kind of fun.
Well, and
how
we're
that
also
going to
get that Welcome to Dairyland eventually too, right?
Welcome to Derek.
We're gonna do that one too.
Yeah,
that one maybe minus
prequel.
Maybe minus Mike on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mike in a diaper watching that one.
Mike doesn't do well with scary movies now.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, all right, fellas. Let's get on into the episode. Let's get into our recap and review. I have the recap this week, or I guess I don't, but a good friend of ours, a special guest.
Shit, I think I hear the phone's ringing now. Actually.
Hello. It's Saturday. What the fuck you calling me for, huh? Okay, it's Roger Recap. We're gonna hop into this here. This is Season 2, Episode 7, Convergence. We'll start hot. Jesse penetrates Dina. Shirtless. Shirtless secret sharing. Please don't show Ellie's boobs. Daddy Jesse is tired of Ellie's shit and really doesn't care for a neglect of Shimmer either. Seraphite, forehead. Ah! Isaac's got a crush on Abby, but she's fucked off. A Seattle bookstore, while perfectly adequate to shelter for storm, ain't quite Eugene 7-Eleven. Tommy's in trouble, but Ellie can't get enough of that crack. Y'all got any more of that crack? Not very nautical Ellie. Sadistic snitch-ass Scar wants a fish fillet. Even seeing God can't convince Ellie to leave that crank pipe behind. Quick to the zipper and quick to the trigger. Ellie hits an epic double neck shot and finishes off the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Oh, no! No! Oh, my God. The three-point play!
No, Jesse! Don't run through that door! Fucking Abby. Fly high, St. Jesse of Wyoming. Eugene awaits with the stickiest of the icky.
Good Lord.
There we have it. Sending it back to y'all in the booth.
Oh, well, hell yeah, Roger. That was a delightful one.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Roger. Man, that was rough,
He killed
man.
it.
Rough around the edges, Roger, but hey, man, there's no one quite like you, Roger. Good to have you on again, bud.
Oh, god dang.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Man. I'll tell you what, boys, what I was really kind of taken by is so many moments where you're just seeing, when you watch it that second time, I'm so glad that we do that. And unfortunately, I know you guys are watching in the booth right now. I'm not watching.
Yeah, we got
myself.
it playing.
But what I will say is, man, like you just notice so many more facial expressions and just. I mean, I was thinking of Mel's face when she sees Abby with the gun, like immediately freezes
Ellie,
up in a different way. I was just all kinds of moments where you're like, oh wow, now I understand that scene a lot better. It's just kind of crazy how that happens.
There's something with that first viewing that one needs to be kind of for the enjoyment. You're taking it in for the first time. You're seeing it. You're watching the show. The second time, you're going through it with a fine comb brush a little bit more. So you're noticing those things and you're paying attention to them. You've had the things that you've recognized and kind of seen from the first viewing, but then you're really honing in and seeing like, what is there more to that? The questions you might have had, and you're paying attention and looking out for those. But man, yeah, it was a rough episode. Ellie continues on this quest that, man, it's just. The whole while you want to smack her upside the fucking head.
Yeah,
man.
well, it's a little maddening. The thing is, like, I love Joel. We all love Joel. We understand that she wants to kind of get his payback, right? I understand that, but like in that scene where she's in the damn skyscraper overlooking with Jesse, and he goes, hey, that's Tommy. And she says, we don't know that. It's like, oh, wow. Like, she's really sinking. I mean, that part is a little tough to swallow because that's basically her saying, fuck Tommy. I don't even care. And it's like, damn, you're kind of missing the mark here. You're missing the mark.
And I had mentioned this to your dad on our viewing. She says this, and then like a scene later, when Jesse, and Tommy end up coming to Wheel Whale or the aquarium and getting her, he's like, maybe I didn't want to come and get you. But there was something in me that said, if it were me in trouble, you would set fire to the earth to come and save me. Well, would she? Because she literally just abandoned Tommy. knowing he's in trouble. And it's that just like there's a very big selfishness in this, right? You know, she is going after this quest, and that's the whole point, obviously. You know, coming all the way back to it, the revenge and the collateral damage that comes with that. You know, right in the beginning when we see that scene where Ellie is just coming back from the night before of killing Nora, you know, and Dina's cleaning her up. She reveals to Dina the secret sharing. You know, she reveals to Dina that, you know, hey, Joel did this. That's why they killed him. And in that moment, Dina is like, you know, even though she was talking big game about her family and the trauma she had and that she would follow these people to the ends of the earth to get her revenge, I think she's maybe kind of reeling that take back in, saying, you know what, Joel kind of got what was fucking coming in a way, and now I'm here, pregnant, with my kid. I got a hole in my leg from this arrow. Yeah. We have a war going on, and the father of my child is here too, also in danger. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I think obviously the kid changes everything, as we know, and as the kid should. Something else I kind of wanted to ask you guys. I was interested in that scene where Dina actually comes out of the room. She's limping and she gives Ellie that bracelet. I noticed that Jesse kind of looks over his shoulder and says, hey, do you want Ellie to stay? And she very quickly says no. And to me, I thought, like, when I initially watched it, I kind of thought that was just her being like, oh no, I don't need that. On my second watching, I kind of thought it was a little bit more of like a fuck you. And I didn't know if you guys felt the same way.
Well, it was weird. It was a little strange because you have that scene where she reveals that she knew what Joel did before even bringing her out here, you know, lugging her all the way out into this dangerous area.
Yeah.
And in that scene, there's a face that Dina makes that would lead you to believe that this relationship has since fractured. You know, it's fractured to some degree now. The trust of it, something's amiss. But then she gives her the bracelet for good luck. So like,
yeah, well, I kind of thought about that too. And I noticed at the very end when after Ellie kills Owen and Mel, when they're walking back to their kind of hideout, they kind of stop on Dina's face for a second as Ellie kind of sulks and walks through really slowly. I kind of noticed something with that too, so I don't know. I mean, fractured is a fine word. I think that there's obviously that chance for recovery, but with how the episode ends, I don't know what's what, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, what we're doing, we're all over the place with this. It's our girl Ellie has got tunnel vision. She's going to tell you whatever the hell you want to hear. But when it comes right down to it, when she sees the Ferris wheel, when she sees the whale on the side of the aquarium, she doesn't give a shit. She has the tunnel vision. She's almost like blackout drunk. I'm going to go do whatever it is that I'm going to do to make amends for Joel. And she doesn't care, guys. She's going to tell you exactly what she wants you to hear. And then when the time comes, she's going to go off and do whatever the hell she wants to do. That's as we're talking, that's kind of what I'm thinking about is, you know, it's one of those things where your kid goes, hey, Dad, I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to party and I'm not going to do this. Shit, the first drink that somebody's handing or first smoke, you know what they're going to do? They're off and running. So might tell you one thing, but they're going to do another. I mean, do you guys agree?
Yeah, she's going to get that chicken bone out and smoke that crack, baby. Got any more of that crack?
That was funny.
Hell yes, she is.
And the thing is, like, I don't know. I mean, as we've said, that's kind of the whole theme that's partially one of the big themes of this entire season. We know Ellie's strengths. That's one of her strengths is that she has that passion and that intensity, and she's kind of crazy, like Dina said a couple of episodes ago. But right now, when things are getting down to the fucking wire and it's this serious, it's like, Ellie, you know what? You really are not you not having that cool head is really screwing over a lot of people at this point. And
Griffin, you make a great point. What we're watching right now, this is where the Seraphite is pinned down by, what would we come up his name, Austin? Burton?
Burton, yeah.
Burton pins the Seraphite down.
The wolf that Isaac basically picked out.
Right. And I mean, right here, they're pinned up behind, I guess that's like a garbage disposal, or I mean a garbage, one of those dumpsters. And what she does, she just runs out. She's just an asshole. She just runs out. Jesse's like, what are you doing? And she still does it. He makes a point to say, Ellie, it's 6 against 2. Wake up.
Yeah. This is an interesting kind of look into it, because you could say in this matter here that Jesse is somewhat like in the wrong, maybe, because they are just letting this person die. Is it their place to get involved?
Well, the thing, and you can see it on Jesse's face, because Jesse knows it's a tough decision, but ultimately, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's one we could kind of ask ourselves how we would respond. I think that
guys,
tough.
It's not about him anymore. He told her, "Hey, I can't die. I'm a dad now." He says that, so I think that's in the back of his mind. You know, he wants to do the right thing, and let's face it, that's why we like him. He seems to do the right thing.
Yeah, we've said it throughout our episodes when discussing Jesse, and it's the level-headedness and reason that he brings.
Reason.
He's a man of reason, and Ellie is I guess, a female of passion, you know? A woman of passion.
What do we think? I don't know if you needed to put the woman part in there myself.
Yeah, well, I said he's a man of
I don't know
reason.
if she would accept
She's
that.
a woman of passion. I don't know.
Hey, well, the question, just a little question off the cuff. Do you think that Jesse and Ellie make a good team because they have these kind of counterbalancing strengths?
If they don't end up killing each other, you know, fighting over stupid shit, because they are so, you know, what's the fucking word? Dichotomically opposed.
Oh my gosh, is it diametrically?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, whatever. Something where they're, you know, they're
sounds
so
like we're having a diet somewhere.
What?
Hey. I think Austin just
Did you all see that? Did you all see that scene where they were parked up in a Costco where Isaac and his team were in park? That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I actually did notice that was a Costco.
That was kind of cool.
I'm interested here because there were we made a lot of statements about, you know, like people that we thought would have more prominent roles and things like that. How much of that do you think we end up seeing? Like, because it feels like Isaac he showed up, but like, how much more of him are we even going to get? You know, are we really going to dive too much deeper into those characters? Is there enough time?
I think.
Well, Austin, we get to wait 4? We get to wait 2 to 4 years for this, so I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
he's got to become a bigger character. And Austin made mention of Park that he goes, I like her character.
Yeah, I do like
and
Elise Park.
She's
Park.
Yeah, I like her as well.
Are you in love with her?
Yeah.
No, I'm not in love with her.
Well, she has one of the best lines in the whole...
Well, that was
her line. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was
God, my dad
no.
must be in love with her. He got really defensive, didn't he?
Hey, you know Jesse's my man. You know that.
Hey.
Yeah, she goes, well, she's fucked off, Isaac, so maybe she wasn't. So
yeah, got him. And the thing is, you could tell it kind of hit Isaac right in his nuts because he kind of took on that look of like, oh, shit, what do I say now? That kind of hit.
Yeah, this is a cool look into
point,
how this war is going, too, because it seems like these wolves are, you know, they're sheep.
Well, I was about to say, did you notice that Isaac called him out? And I wouldn't call it a gripe, but I thought there were a few moments in the writing of this episode that kind of made me just kind of just a tiny wince. One of them was although they have a badass name. I was like, oh God, really?
Well, I thought that was funny because earlier in the season, Ellie goes, wolves. Fucking idiots. Like the way they came up with their name, and he's talking about how badass the name is. So I think that's just kind of
that was good.
I thought it was funny. Speaking of that, when Ellie's actually talking with Jesse, and Jesse goes, "She's pregnant," and Ellie goes, "Ah, shit," and then he gets all weird, and she's like, "Oh, you were guessing."
Yeah, Griffin, we made mention that she wouldn't be a good poker player.
Yeah, that could have been in a comedy movie, dude.
Yeah,
you were guessing? Oh, God.
Yeah, she gave up the cookies real quick.
My other gripe or like little writing moment was when Ellie's actually speaking with Jesse in the skyscraper and goes, "Let me tell you about my community." I was like, oh, God.
My community got beaten to death in front of me.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that when they were on the slippery slope? Was that on the slippery
when they
slope?
would have fell right out of that building.
Griffin, what'd you think of that?
Moss
you see all the moss. They're looking outside at all the buildings of Seattle.
This is super nitpicky, but when they walk out to that, the viewing where they're up in the building and they're on like a 45-degree grade and it's soaking wet.
You talking about when Ellie goes to the aquarium or sees the aquarium?
When she sees
the Ferris wheel
she
and
puts
the
it
aquarium.
together.
Griffin, you know how slick that would be. They'd have busted their ass.
That scene was so frustrating, though, man, because exactly, it's like she is neglecting. She is being purposefully ignorant here, where obviously this is Tommy. He's got a sniper. The wolves are calling him out. They're calling in backup. He'll pin him down again. I know him.
Well,
it's like, shut the fuck up.
She's literally just making that up because, like my dad said, she's so tunnel vision.
It's childish.
Now. It's super child. But again, that's such a theme we've seen this entire season, is that Ellie is very childish, and when it comes to game time, sometimes she doesn't make the best decisions. I mean, we've seen that time and time again.
I think this whole episode is kind of a look into, is Jesse's the kind of the guy. This is Jesse's episode. He's the guy they show on the screen on HBO when you go to click on the episode. But it's this tug and pull relationship between him and Ellie, who are so diametrically opposed. There it is, fellas.
Look at him.
Hey, he got learner. It after I told him.
He is firing on all cylinders. Guys, when's the scene come up where Jesse explains that he voted no to going to Seattle?
And that was the scene we keep talking about.
Yeah. Yes, so that's what I thought.
Yeah, I need to call that out because I got a lot of grief. Hey, now, I got a lot of grief when I said, I don't think Jesse voted for him. I said it, man. I said it.
Yep.
Hey, we got Austin's ass. He's still butthurt about it, honestly.
Well,
hey, man, who lost in the end, huh?
God, his face is red right now.
Oh, God. I might have to just drop my cock on this table.
Yeah.
I was right, boys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good Lord. We got Jesse Part 2 here.
Jesse Part 2.
There's no Jesse Part 2, I promise you that. No one's coming close.
Yeah, no. If only he could have whipped that thing in time to deflect that bullet.
Yeah.
If only.
Damn
If only the woodpecker size. Anyways, man. Overall, as an episode, going through it, the scenes are a little muddled. Everything kind of flows pretty well. There's a lot of momentum in this, especially when Ellie makes the decision to head to the aquarium, and she thinks she's a fucking sailor going out in a hurricane in this awful storm.
Well,
dumbass.
God, the part that got me was when she's literally holding up a freaking pistol like she's going to shoot these guys on the dock at nighttime, and then all of those boats come out, and it's like, oh my God, Ellie, you almost just cooked yourself. I mean, it was just right there.
Griffin, that's my point. She is just not thinking clear. I mean, that was I think that's what bothered me so much about this episode is she's just kind of lost her shit, don't you all think? Well, I mean, you're going to pull a pistol out on two people, and then you see, what is that? I'm going to call them U-boats, come up, and you see Isaac and, 2-3 other boats. Yeah, that's a good move, Ellie. Let's start firing right there.
So there are more than 2 or 3.
Work. Yeah.
They're launching this all-out attack on Scar Island, which is, hell, I want to see a little bit of that. I want to see that fight.
Yeah, well, I think that's
well,
coming
hell,
next.
Austin, you almost got to see that by Ellie getting pulled up, getting hung.
So what's going on with Abby's group in this? Why are they not partaking in this? Have they broken off from the wolves? There's got to be some
question. I was trying to pay attention to Owen and Mel's conversation as Ellie was creeping up.
Your dad thinks that's Owen's kid and Mel.
Oh, I was wondering. I was really wondering. But
I don't know if he actually does. But
well, you know what, Griff? It's either that or it's
Jesse.
Jesse. I mean, Jesse, it sounds like he's impregnating
Jesse might
them
have
all.
been hitting them all.
He probably did.
Oh, man, that's why Abby took him out.
God.
Funny stuff.
Hey,
Man.
Speaking of the scars, what was it like actually getting initiated? I'm looking at you two guys right now and just wondering, you know.
Oh, because we're shaved? You're shaved head too, man. You think you're a funny guy, right?
Hey, well.
Hey, Griffin, if you'd have let me cut a little bit more, if you'd have given me 5 more minutes.
He's just lucky he's in Lexington, so we can't fucking rock his ass right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hey,
Austin, behind the screen.
Austin, he was butthurt for at least 2 days after I cut his hair. And I gave him the best haircut he's ever had.
What we got to do is we got to double headbutt him and just crush his melon in between our heads. That's what we.
Oh my god!
Perfect.
Yeah, man. I'm trying. I had a tough time picking like a scene that I liked the most in this episode. You know, you go through it like the Jesse and Dina one in the beginning. You know, there's some big things happening there, but does anything really that crazy happen to make you want to pick that one? Day 3, I like all the dialogue between Jesse and Ellie in the episode and kind of the exploration of their characters.
Man, you're right though. There really aren't any great. Like I mean,
maybe when she kills Mel and Owen. That was crazy.
I was thinking that, or the conversation between Park and Isaac. Kind of good as
guys.
Well.
Here's
but it's so brief. It's like there's weight to them, and that's good that they can be effective and not have a ton of screen time in them. But if I had to pick one, man, like the storm scene is really good, despite Ellie being, it's just complete jackassery. Going out into this storm with a little dinghy and then getting flipped on her head right away, and then she goes in, then she ends up in Scar Island. And as Jesse pointed out earlier, he said even the fucking kids are involved in this shit, shooting each other and gutting people. And then the kid finds her and rats her out.
Well,
and says,
speaking of
man.
a rat,
Says,
Austin,
free her.
Yeah. You said it, Griffin. Did you see the scene where the little boy's standing up on the hill and he's looking at Ellie and he's getting ready to rat her out? Guess what he's holding in his hand?
What?
He's got a rat, the little rat bastard.
He's got some kind of little rodent.
He's got a rat or rodent in his hand.
Yeah, it's
what?
something. Yeah,
Griffin, as you would say, he's got a rodent.
There's something he's holding by the tail. It's big. It's bigger than, but like he's a little kid. I think it's some kind
bastard.
of rat bastard.
That's
and
funny.
Then after she sees God, picks up the pipe and goes right back to it. Right back to it.
She has no control. I think she's just, I mean, tunnel. We keep saying tunnel vision. She has one mode, and it's get to that freaking aquarium and kill Abby. That is all that's on her head. I'll tell you, I'm interested, Dad. You kind of perked up like you had a best scene. What was your favorite?
Well, Austin just he nailed it. That's my favorite scene was the boat scene. We're watching it right now. Here, Ellie, guys, you all we grew up on the river. It's years ago we had, and I'm watching, and this is the craziest ass scene ever that she would even attempt this. To be out in this water with all of this going on, and then all of a sudden you see this wave knock her on her ass. But she's a determined little so and so. She's gonna gut it out. She's gonna swim to the island, and that's where we're talking about the little rat bastard gets her. It's a tough scene. It's a real impressive scene.
I think we need to applaud the actual just practical effects and what went into making this scene. I don't know if you watched the after kind of recap of this, but
we watched it together the other day.
We did. Yeah, where they're in the tanks and Bella Ramsey's in there soaking wet. So the work that went into it, it really pays off. It's a very good looking scene. It's gorgeous. We are.
Oh yeah,
it's very believable.
We're infuriated with Ellie the whole time, but then I'd say that probably is my favorite scene. That into the whale scene where she finally sees Owen and Mel, and she shoots Owen, and she has to. It's reactionary in a way. She actually pulls the trigger one time. She doesn't doof it. Way to go, Ellie. Like, let me right? Because she has a history for doofing these stand-up situations.
Yeah, well,
and I think something that's really important to incorporate here is there's a parallel to a scene last season where Joel, after he's been injured and is trying to find Ellie because she's been taken by David's people, where he has them circle a place on the map and it better be the same. That's something that Joel does. That's right out of Joel's textbook from the School of Joel. That's where Ellie came from.
School of Joel, yeah.
And in that, Joel does kill those people out. He says, I won't kill you. You show me if it's the same thing, I won't kill you. He takes them out. Ellie says the same thing here and says, I'm not like you, too. I think that's another interesting thing. When these people did spare her life, they spared Dina's life. So Ellie's like kind of constantly contradicting herself. She's just like so locked into this. She's not even making sense.
Austin, are we calling that a bullshit scene?
Well, it's a good scene.
I thought about that. I made some notes, as you all love to make fun of me. But there's some bullshit scenes, and I agree with Austin. That's a bullshit scene.
Well, it's showing how far Ellie has descended because of this need for revenge.
Let's take it a little simpler though. Sure. Owen says it. Owen says she's gonna kill us either way. And I mean, I'm thinking in the moment, it's like, dude, what is she going to do? She's going to say, where's Abby? Show me. They show her, and then they walk away peacefully. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. Let's just be honest.
You think Owen made the right move trying to get to the gun?
Yeah. Owen,
probably so.
Guys, Owen had no other choice. He had no other choice. Let's be honest. That was all he could have done.
Yeah.
That was the only option.
Yep. And then, it really is the hammer when you're like, oh shit, Mel's dead. And like, you can qualify maybe getting revenge on these two people for the part that they played in Joel's murder. Sure, she can validate herself there and maybe feel good about it. But there's not a world where you can qualify killing an unborn, innocent child.
Well, it's tough because like even when we get back to the theater and Tommy does do it at the theater, right? Where he says, "Hey, these people made their decisions." Yes. He says, "Ellie, these people made their decisions. That's all there is to it." And of course, in my head, I'm going, "That damn baby didn't." Baby didn't have a damn choice in the matter. So,
and again, guys, Ellie still shows her that she's just tunnel vision, cuckoo, however you want to call it. She says, but Abby gets to live.
Well, I think that's the pain of it all because she's on this quest to set things right, and she hasn't done it. She's just knocked it worse off the pedestal, really, or the pendulum, I guess. She's knocked it so far off the balance. There's no balance in this. She's not killing the person who killed Joel. She's killing all the people around her who, if we go back to the scene and the people that we were saying, like, I don't know how much Mel wants to go along with this plan of torturing Joel. I don't know how much Owen wants to go along with this plan torturing Joel. Yeah, but Manny still remains.
Manny. Yes. I was about to say Manny was the one. Manny was one of the guys who really wanted to get back.
And I mean, of all people, those two, Mel and Owen, they were the ones that were leaning to, hey, let these guys go. He actually pushed Manny out of the way, right? When he was getting ready to...
Well, Manny was about to shoot Ellie in the head.
Yeah, he's getting ready to shoot her, right.
And he pulled the gun back from her. Yeah.
Okay.
And so these wolves, despite how bad they are, they did spare Dina and Ellie, and maybe they shouldn't. There's an argument for that now because obviously they've come back seeking retribution. But like we said, the retribution in Ellie's eyes really hasn't been met because, Nora...
Well, Let me just distract a little bit. How tough was that scene when you see she shoots Mel? Mel's down on the ground saying, hey, cut this baby out. And just the absolute, just the lack of any ability to do anything. The helplessness.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys just feel that in your gut, man?
I thought she was going to try. I mean, I would think that I would have at least tried. She's dying, man. You can't.
She's got the deer in the headlight.
She didn't even try.
Yeah,
man.
But I mean, think about it, man. Like this
I would have
woman
fucked it up.
This
beyond
woman
belief.
is dying. the woman's dying that is literally providing all the ability for this little baby to develop and continue living itself. And she has to cut into her with a knife. I mean, I'd be worried that, not to get too crazy, I'd be worried to cut the damn baby in there. It's like,
well,
what the hell really would you do?
Well, Griffin, that's why she didn't do it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do? I mean, it's just...
Well, the thing is it's a lose-lose if you do nothing. Like you're probably cutting this baby's head off. Let's get right. Let's be truthful.
Just accidentally, it's like, what do you do in like the...
Well, you got to try, I think.
I mean, there's just a... Yeah, but Austin, if she even gets that damn baby out, where's the food? Where's anything?
It's fucked.
Guys, it's a lose-lose.
I'm not trying to say that there was no happy ending.
Hole.
There wasn't a happy ending here. No. Ellie doesn't have the technical skill to perform this knife C-section.
This cesarean, yeah.
This is not happening.
No.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. And then even if she somehow miraculously manages to get this baby out unharmed and it's alive, is it even at term? Like, what the fuck is this? What is its life going to be like?
Yeah.
There's no way that this can end in a positive manner, you wouldn't think. But I think it's just, I think it's the descent, and that's what's just so hard.
It's the descent, and it's also playing with your emotions in the way of, hey, Dina is pregnant. I can't die. I can't die. And you feel that so fully. You're like, oh, God, she really can't die, and Ellie's getting baby books. I'm going to be a dad. All of this crazy stuff. Next thing you know, tables are turned. Oh, my God, I just killed a pregnant woman. And it's like, oh, God.
You see Jesse linger a little bit longer looking at Mel, and you got to imagine that's what he's thinking that moment. It's like, oh, shit, this is a pregnant lady. The parallels are too closely tied there, Dina. So, man, heavy. That's probably the best scene. And then
I was thinking that, but it's not my favorite scene because it's so heavy.
It's definitely not your favorite scene, but it's the most emotional scene, I think. Individual. And also, if guys, this may be insignificant to you guys, but I think it's significant to the show is Ellie puts away her Beretta and she comes out with Joel's .357 Magnum and she shoots Owen. So
that's the weapon of retribution there.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
What was that Wyatt Earp said? It's the reckoning.
Yeah, Mike said it would have shot Owen's head off.
Yeah,
it really would have done. It wouldn't have just put a hole in his throat.
Yeah, that would have been something else.
Mel would have had fucking his gullet on
brain
her face.
Matter all over. Yeah, oh, gosh, that's something.
Guys. Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, so what do? We get back to the theater, and
we get back to the theater.
There's Abby.
And we have that last conversation of Jesse, he's a good guy. This is St. Jesse of Wyoming. And as I mentioned to you guys, I had this shit spoiled to me. And this is why, following a show and being on social media is such a tricky damn game because you're on it enough, man, you're going to get caught with some bullshit.
Well, you really do have to watch like that night it comes out. I know... You and we watched the following morning, and did you see it? When did you see it?
Dude, this was because someone had seen in the trailer that he starts running.
Oh my God.
They didn't even, they just knew what would happen from the video game. They said, Jesse, don't run through that door. And I'm like, fuck, man.
What an asshole. I mean, that's the person who did that just spoiled it. But,
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's already all out there, so...
It is, and hell, man, it's a wonder that we didn't have the Joel death scene ruined. Like, I can't believe that was such a surprise.
True.
Like that got held in. So kudos there. But yeah, I definitely had the Jesse death scene spoiled. And you know what, man, we probably could have guessed it. We weren't going to make it out of Seattle unscathed. We knew that.
Well, guys, Austin, you and I talked about this, and I said it to you. Is Jesse says to Ellie, you and me in bad weather. And if you all remember when they were in bad weather last time, you remember what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought of this too,
gas masks on and ripping bowls.
Guys, we could go back in the episodes, and there was a point, I think it might have been the first one, there were some early predictions. Hey, I think we're going to see some people die that we don't want to see die. I think someone said Dina, someone said Tommy. maybe, and maybe we said Jesse too, and obviously
they teased Tommy when that bloater came by, but no, Tommy's still here. I don't know if any of us said Jesse.
No, I don't think any of us said Jesse.
I don't know if Jesse was a big player when we had that conversation yet. I don't know how well we knew him. I think that might have been after the first episode, man. That's probably what it was, I think. So
yeah.
We knew Jesse, but we hadn't grown to love him as much. We saw his swag on display as he's sitting there half cocked at the New Year's party, and that's when we instantly said, "This guy, he might be a good guy. We might like him."
I mean, he's looking out the dance floor, and what was he saying? That's my squirrel.
Well, he just said it wasn't. He had the terrible painter. I thought that was some great dialogue when he kind of discusses.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's something I wanted to say. I thought in the library there was some good stuff.
That scene's really good. The library scene, I think that's a strong player.
She had some landscapes and shit. Were they good? No.
I bought 4 of them. That fucking feeling, man. Yeah, that's really good stuff, and you just love Jesse. It sucks, man. They do him up so well. He's such an honorable guy, which is different to Joel in a way. Like he's even purer than Joel. That's why maybe it's so difficult that his death is gone. His death happens, man.
I mean, that's what the show's getting at. I mean, you saw Jesse say it. Hey, because of you, I'm here in Seattle with my pregnant, partner. I guess not partner,
my baby mama.
With my baby mama and my kid because of you, and we need to get the hell out of here.
Because I can't die.
It's just showing the consequences of Ellie's recklessness. That's all it is. It's saying,
go ahead.
Look at this. This baby got killed. Mel and Owen got killed. The people who were probably trying to do the right thing to some degree. And then your boy Jesse got killed, who saved your ass time and time again, who's going to be a dad, who was supposed to be a dad. He gets killed because you were on your damn vision quest.
Exactly.
Right. He and Tommy had to come back. They didn't have to come back. They went to Seattle to get both of them and pull them out of there.
The theme of this episode,
this ought to be good,
is collateral damage. And it stimulates from Ellie's revenge. She's brought all these people into this dangerous situation, and you got to think about this baby now too, Dina's baby that's going to grow up without a father. So you got to think about also.
Hey, that baby will have a father as long as Ellie makes it out of there.
That's right. But what does this do to Dina's relationship with Ellie that's already been slightly fractured by, the leaving out of all the details? Why the fuck are we in Seattle? If you would have told me this, you got to think that's a bit of what Dina's kind of thinking there. It's like, you brought me all the way here when we're kind of the bad people here. I get it. She killed someone that we really love brutally right in front of your face, but something I did like kind of on that, when Abby's standing there looking at her, I let you live. And she says, hey, I'm doing this for Joel. The only reason Joel killed those people at the hospital in Salt Lake is because of me. He did it for me. He was saving me. I thought that was at least a little bit of some kind of redemption for Joel. At least in the way of I think Abby just thought it was some senseless crime and act that he did. And it's like, no, this was, it's all for full circle. It's like, why did you kill Joel? Because of my dad. Why did Joel kill your dad? Oh, because he was saving Ellie. It's all the same. We're not playing this chicken and egg game, says Isaac. It's a chicken and egg game. Which came first? Cycle of revenge.
Do we think that Abby's going to put 2 and 2 together and realize that, hey, she's the one that could possibly cure everyone?
Well, there's no doctor to do it now because Abby's dad's dead, apparently. And I think,
I guess my point is, do you think she's going to pull it together and go, okay, she's the one?
Hey, the way I see it, I don't think that really matters, Austin. I think that someone
else can do it.
Someone else can figure it out. Keeping her alive is definitely the way to go. I don't think any of us believe when she pulls that trigger at the end of the episode that was killing Ellie. I don't think any of us believe that.
Me and your dad were talking on this. Do you think that's Dina up in some hawk's nest taking out Abby right there?
Oh,
we
that'd
don't
be
know who
sweet.
We don't know who shot that gun, and we don't know where Dean is at.
There it is, Austin. There's our scene. My man goes down.
God, he goes right through. Painless, at least.
Man, when they show that
He's a martyr.
blood start pouring out of his cheek, you're just like, oh fuck. I mean, you just know it. It's bad.
Maybe this is, beside the point and doesn't really matter that much, but I think it's kind of nice that they didn't have it like right in his forehead or something. Like there's something a little kind of
cheeky.
Hey,
yeah,
just a tiny bit more dignified, maybe.
Not even dignified, but there's just something that's a little. It's not like so. Like that's the common way. Like in these headshots, you take them right in the forehead. This is a little more realistic, in a kind of a way, but it's still going to kill you. You take a bullet straight to the cheek. It's getting in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry to go silent, but that's a tough scene. Guys, I've got to throw this in here. We talked about a couple of bullshit scenes. I'm going to say it and you all can, do what you all normally do. Pounce on me, but my bullshit scene is they're trying to make Abby look like a badass, and I struggle with that because when we saw her sliding down the mountain and you saw Joel have to rescue her ass in the episode well past, do you all agree that they're trying to make her look like a bad? She's got Tommy pinned down. I'm gonna say that's a lucky shot. She shoots Jesse. Do you all feel that way as well, or is she a badass?
I think she's a badass. I do think she's a badass. I mean, these wolves are badasses. These are highly trained militant, even though they're sheeps, I guess. And Abby's the one to rise.
I think she's supposed to be. I think maybe we just dislike her enough to where we don't believe it. But I mean...
Yeah, that bitch. Just one of those things.
Yeah, I
Austin,
don't know.
where's this stadium right here? Which stadium?
This is Seattle. It's the.
I know. Is it the football or is it the baseball?
It's the football stadium.
Okay, I thought it was the football stadium.
Dad, I do know that. I do know that in the video game, she's presented as like a lot more muscular.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so like I think in the video game, basically what I'm getting at is it is supposed to be the case that she is a badass.
All right.
I think there was a bit of like trying to make her and Ellie more similar, so they didn't want to make her this like jacked giant figure. But
so they don't want Ronda Rousey playing that role, do they?
Exactly.
Yeah,
they don't want that because how's Ellie gonna fucking take her out? I mean, I guess a gun, but anyways, man, like. Now we wait. Now we get Abby next season. And like we were discussing, even as difficult as it's going to be, this show, if it's worth any shits, is going to find a way to weasel in Abby and our love. Like, it's going to somehow...
Not going to happen with this
It's
dude.
going to get them. We're going to like Abby.
Nope.
Maybe we won't love her, but we're going to like her a little more. I mean,
it's the whole thing. It's the whole gray area, man. We've seen We've seen it over and over.
It's the fucking
point. Hey, guys.
There's
no way in hell that they're going to draw me in because Joel's my man. She took Joel out. I can't accept that.
He'll be rewatching episode 2.
2 years from now. 2 years from now. Hey, the good news is I might not even. I'm kind of losing it anyway. So in 2 years from now, hell, I might be. She's the greatest thing ever.
He's gonna
forget everything.
That's my Kreskin moment. He's gonna love Abby by the end of it.
Oh, shit.
He's gonna love her.
So, guys, are we ready for our favorites?
I think we're ready for our favorites. I had something else I wanted to say. I can't remember what it is. I got to think on it. Should we do that? Let's do our IMDb here on this.
Hit it.
So, we'll run through the season, and as I've seen, this season has rated quite a bit lower than the first season. There were some good episodes, and I think there's the two standouts, of course, but season 2, episode 1, sitting at a 7.3, episode 2, 9.2. Episode 3, The Path, 6.8. Day 1, Episode 4, 6.2. A lot of 6s, man, and low 7s. Feel or Love, 7.3. Episode 6, 8.6. That's the price. And then this last one, a 6. Fuck, I fucked up. 6.4. Sorry, I did it.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
Oh, I would have given it way higher than that.
Oh my God, I'm not even going to give you my score then. I wasn't even in the ballpark again.
Yeah,
what was your score going to be, Dad?
Griffin, you all know I mark down everything. golly, how in the hell? I had 8.3.
Oh,
8.3, that's pretty good.
I had
honestly.
the Scar Island scene between, and then Owen, Mel, and Ellie. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Other than my man Jesse.
yeah.
Gosh, if Jesse would have lived, my God, I'd have been at a 10. I loved it.
I didn't. My thing with this episode, and I think what we kind of found going through it today is like there weren't a ton of distinguishable scenes per se that like were really the hard hitters. So I actually had this one. I think I have it rated as my lowest, but the last three could have been.
Gosh.
The last three could have been exchanged. So I have episode 5, 3, and 7 as the last three on my like kind of total season ranking. Those could be interchanged. I thought this one was good. I didn't think it was like exceptional. I think the tiers are kind of, there's 3 tiers of the episodes this year or this season in my opinion. I've got episode 2, Joel's death, as number 1, the hottest episode.
Absolutely.
Season 2, episode 6 as number 2, obviously the Price, the Joel one that was great. I really liked the one where we get the Ellie and Dina scene finally, and the subway scene. That shit was intense. So I thought that was
good.
I think that's my 3rd favorite. 4th, I'd go with episode 1 with New Year's Eve. Those party scenes kind of took it from me, and kind of the first look into kind of the rift between Joel and Ellie. Episode 5 as my 5th favorite. Fuck, what episode was episode 5? That was Feel Her Love, I believe. Feel Her Love. So when they. Yeah,
Feel Her Love is episode 5. Also.
Yeah, it was Feel Her Love. So the one where Dina ends up getting shot and she gets to Nora. I thought the spores in there, that was just a really cool
airborne
scene. And then 6, that was episode 3, The Path. The really one that stood out there was Ellie going back home after Joel's dead, kind of feeling that space of Joel now being dead. And then this one at 7th, which it wasn't bad. I would give it a, and like I said, I think the last 3 can be interchanged. The tiers are episode 2 and 6 as, different ballpark. I got episode 4 and 1 is kind of like our middle tier. And then the last 3 can kind of be interchanged there. I would give this one a 7.2.
Okay.
So,
that makes me feel better.
I don't think it's good.
It was real good.
I'd have given it a high 7, maybe even a low like 8.1. I mean, maybe that's just because it was the last episode of the season, but I didn't dislike it. I mean, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I thought that there were some really good moments, and I think it just kind of presented a lot of like, maybe not finality, but it did tie quite a few things together where it could. Again, there's still a lot of loose ends, but I liked it. I think maybe just talking about this season as a whole, I definitely do agree. I mean, they already have their hooks in me, the whole show. So, like, I love the show. I've enjoyed watching this season quite a lot. I've loved talking to you two about it. It's been so much fun. If we're comparing seasons, though, season 1, I mean, it's really not even a question. I do think that season 2, they did fine. They did all right. But there was a lot of pacing in this season that just kind of, it dragged a little bit. I felt like almost every episode we were just like, okay, we're just setting up more stuff. Like, there wasn't, aside from episode 6 and 2, we really didn't get a lot of like excitement or like this rocks. We didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of, just those like, whoa. We came back and on that episode 2 recap, we're like, you know what, guys, that was a privilege to fucking watch that episode. You didn't feel that in a lot of this, but the thing is it's still a quality product. Like I kind of said, I think we got some really good side characters that we've learned to love throughout this season.
Come on, Eugene!
Exactly. But like he was on there for 5 minutes, and like
that was the best 5 minutes maybe of the season. I
think as a whole it was a good season. I think the quality of the story is where it probably dropped off the most. But it's still well produced. It's well shot. I took some issue with some of the writing decisions, and I think things could have been done better here and there. But overall, it was a good season. We're looking forward to season 3. it's going to be really interesting seeing what they show us of Abby. And I think I guess it picks up from day one in Seattle. So what happens in her story, we're going to learn to like that character, guys, whether we want to or not.
Like her. We're going to learn to like her. We're also going to figure out why the hell she and Owen and Mel, as Park said, fucked off. And we're not ready for that attack on Scar Island.
Yeah, they weren't playing game.
This is the last time I'm going to put you on the spot with The Last of Us for this season.
Here we go. Bring it.
Let's hear your Kreskin moment as to why Abby and the rest of her crew, quote unquote, fucked off.
I can tell you exactly why. Hey, they did not agree on how that went down with Joel. They don't like it. Mel and... Are you talking about why they all dispersed and they're all in their different spot? Is that what you're asking me?
I'm asking why they didn't join with the rest of the wolves and go attack on Scar Island.
No, I think he's on to something there a little bit, maybe, Griff. Maybe that murder, that brutal murder and torture of Joel. I think
they're like, this is
maybe that kind of the descent that they've recognized in themselves. Maybe there's been a turn in there, and maybe there's some kind of sympathizing with the Scars involved there. Maybe they didn't want to attack them. Maybe they're involved with the Scars in some kind of form or fashion. Yeah. I know your dad had said he had read something ahead where Abby has a fucking Scar baby at some point, the jackass. But
that's kind of...
Oh, my God, yes. That had nothing to do... Guys,
Maybe they got Mel's baby out somehow. Maybe Abby came by and saw him dead there.
Oh, God.
And got that baby out.
Yeah, there you go. There's your credit.
That could be true.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Guys, you know what?
Be true.
You all are kind of beating this episode up. And there were several things
I enjoyed it.
I did too, but the writers, and they're not doing this.
We're talking about the whole season, goddammit.
Guys, this was cool. We got this, a lot of the things that we really wanted to see. We found out about Scar Island. We found out Jesse, he now knows that he doesn't anymore because he got shot in the cheek. But he knew that he was going to be a dad.
Yep.
We also, Tommy's brought back in the picture, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to see Tommy. We like Tommy. And then we got to see, what were we saying? We probably won't even see Abby. We got to see not only Abby, but we got to see Mel and Owen in this episode.
Yep.
Although I hate the way that went down with Ellie. I thought that was just, that was unnecessary to kill those two. But again, when Owen pulls a gun on you, you have no choice at that point.
Yeah.
There was the Scar Island. I think there's more to come with that. Austin nailed it. I think that Abby is somehow going to have to go over there and retrieve maybe her people on that island, and that's where, maybe what I was reading as a rumor, maybe that's what's going to happen. But it's going to be pretty cool. Again, I'm going to say there in any way in hell that I'm going to end up caring for Abby after this. She got my guy.
We'll see it. Let's get into our categories, fellas. Let's wrap this one up here. Characters. I'm gonna let you go first here, G.
Jesse.
I
mean, the dude. We got to have a little in memoriam for that man. I mean, what an incredible addition to the season. What an amazing character. Phenomenal acting from Young Manzino?
It's not his real name, but yes, that is his name.
Oh, okay.
That he goes by.
Is it Mazzino or Manzino?
I think
it's Mazzino.
Mazzino.
Whatever it is, I probably just messed that up, but
it's a stage name.
Phenomenal job. I mean, I thought Jesse was incredible. Obviously, I think Jesse teaches us a lot throughout the season. He had so many moments where he did just save the day, and really, really a shame that he went out the way that he did. The best hope that I would have, if we're so privileged to see it, maybe the kid he has really turns out to be one kind of a badass. That's kind of what I hope.
Yeah, I don't know if the story ever gets that far along, but I'm going to double down. I'm saying Jesse. I mean, who else could it even be? My favorite character. Like seeing Mel and Owen again. That was fun to see, another group or another part of Abby's group. They didn't last long, but I think the only answer is Daddy Jesse.
Hey, Dad, before you go, you can't pick Malcolm.
No picking Malcolm.
Just so you know.
Well,
He's gonna pick
Griffin,
Mel.
you stole my line. I was going to say Malcolm. No, guys, I agree with you all. Jesse was the star of this show. There are a couple of things that we didn't maybe you all did mention it, but Ellie thanks Jesse for coming back, and she says to him, the reason he came back, and she says it because you were a good person.
Yep.
And I think that kind of sums it up. He was a good person, and he seemed to do the right things, and he was always kind of that guy in the right spot.
Yeah.
What do y'all call him, Saint Jesse?
Yeah, well, that's what they called him.
Yeah,
that's verbatim. They verbatim call him
Man.
Saint Jesse of Wyoming. So
Yeah,
I think that's
he's definitely that dude. I mean,
he's a martyr.
Yeah. So, yep, he's my favorite character.
All right, scenes. I think we kind of already touched on that, but I'll say mine is probably that storm scene into the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
God, that's horrible.
Mine's the library scene
That's a
where
good one. Real
Jesse
strong.
and Ellie are kind of talking. Ellie picks out that children's book, obviously, for Dina, and Jesse even says, man, I should have thought of that. That was a damn good scene.
Listen to that, because Jesse didn't know he was a father yet, so how would he have thought of that? I guess he did.
Well, he had just figured it out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking maybe you were saying, like, maybe I should have brought it before. Whatever, fuck it. With that scene, too, in the book that Ellie picks out, there's some kind of rhetorical parallel here in saying that I think someone said at the end of that book, the monster is yourself. And that's kind of the plot here. Like, it's funny that Ellie picks that book out because she's kind of the monster in the story that she's writing right now. But that was just kind of a little interesting
Good
tidbit
call.
with that
I did
book.
not know that. That was
Yeah.
good. Now, how about we give the writers some credit for that one?
Yep. They do little cool things like that, no doubt.
No doubt.
All right, Pops.
All right, since you guys took my scene, what about when Ellie lands on Scar Island?
I think that's kind of
a pretty
included
cool
in my
scene, guys. I mean, think about that little fella there. They're like, hey, she's looking at him like, hey, I'm not a wolf. You know this. And the little guy's like, you're going to bite it.
My only gripe is that it was like almost so brief that it almost felt like unnecessary in a way. It's like you almost like she gets caught and then immediately gets out of it. It's like,
Yeah.
Austin, it was a little quick. But there was a couple of things said. You see the bombs. They had to, like you said, it could have been extended a little bit, so you hear the bombing going off in the background, and then I guess she's a leader. She says, "Hey, the village,
yeah,
leave her."
I think we're gonna see more of that. I think The Last of Us is gonna do one of those things where we're at the same exact timeline, but from a different perspective. So while this is happening, I think we're gonna get something next season where we see a little bit more of this siege and attack. I think.
For sure.
Yeah, I think so. All right, guys. Themes and things. I've also already gotten this one off my chest kind of through the talking of this episode, but I'm going to go with collateral damage. What comes from this quest of revenge, the collateral damage along with it. You get literally the collateral gunshot wound, literally goes through Owen's neck into Mel and then also takes out her child in that situation. We lose Jesse because Ellie's on this quest, bringing them here. Tommy's at gunpoint about to get killed. And Dina's pregnant with a hole in her leg. So there's a lot of collateral damage here because of this, kind of selfish quest in a way.
Yeah.
For revenge.
I mean, I think that really might be the only theme to even pull out.
Yeah.
Something kind of tagging back something I said. I'll mention helplessness again because, and I think that ties into the collateral damage, but after she shoots Mel and Mel's on the ground giving her instructions saying, hey, cut this baby out, and you see Ellie just realizes she has no idea what she's doing and having to just accept the consequences of what she just did. Realistically, unintentionally, I mean, that one kind of hits you right in the gut. That one laid heavy on my chest for sure.
Yeah, you could definitely still, tie in your moral ambiguity, your gray. That's always going to be in here. The flip of the coin, whatever your perspective is the side you're on. We fucking hate Abby. We're about to love her. I don't care what you say, Mike. But what's your last theme, Mike? And then we'll get on out of here.
Guys, y'all are just going to make fun of it.
Oh, stop saying that, asshole.
No, you guys, I know Griffin. He had this. Hey, Austin, I think this may be the best episode he and I've had.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him. Guys, my theme was, when does the cycle end?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Someone's got to break it.
Someone's got to break it.
Does Abby break it? Did she just blow her head off at the end?
No, Austin. I think this is, she realizes that, hey, she's the ticket. I want to shoot this little bitch, but you know what? I can't do it because she's the ticket. She can save us from this, from the infected. I mean, thoughts?
If that gets revealed, yeah.
Unless Dina caps her.
I think the gravity of the show kind of relies on us believing that they were going to find a cure, and the only one doing it would have been Abby's father. I think just kind of the weight of the show kind of depends on that being fact, maybe to some degree, even though it's not maybe the most realistic thing.
Well, Austin, you saw what Mel was saying. I mean, she must have had some skills herself, because she's saying what, low transverse?
Well, that's just like cutting a baby out. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, that's terminology. I mean, she had to have known she was losing blood. She was losing consciousness.
I think it's silly to assume. I think it's silly to assume that they wouldn't tie that theme back in, or just at least readdress that idea of, hey, how the hell do we get rid of these infected? How do we kind of remove ourselves from this apocalyptic reality? Yeah. I think that's a good point, Dad. I mean, I think it's interesting too. Something else. I mean, half of these episodes, the majority of them, weren't even centered around infected remotely.
I was about to say that.
That's a good point, Griff.
Well, I think that's a huge thing. It's that these infected are not they are. No. Sure, they've allowed for this descent into madness that has allowed for these groups to arise that are very lawless. Very lawless. But no, the infected are not the main enemies here. They're not just a danger you got to live with in the environment. The real dangers are the groups that have rose from this post-apocalyptic world.
We did not see a single infected this entire episode.
Yeah, I saw something that said like, "Oh, they said we were getting more infected this season. They fucking lied."
Yeah.
There were big parts of it, but yeah, there were a lot of episodes where we didn't get a ton of it. Sure,
I didn't mind it. I didn't really care, to be honest with you. I kind of enjoyed.
Again, Austin hit it, and I think he said it was number 3. That subway scene was incredible.
That one rocked.
Well, that kicked tail. In episode 2 where we see the freaking horde.
The horde, of course.
That probably made up for all of it.
And that stalker scene, where they're. Where Jesse saves the day. There's good little pieces.
We got two new ways that the infected can even get
spores.
If you can say that, we got spores. We
airborne.
Got stalkers
that was cool.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys.
So wrap it up, Oz.
Yeah, I mean, in finality, I would say we enjoyed the season. I think we've recognized it. Maybe it didn't hit it as hard as the first, but we are still wholly excited for the next season to come. It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to see what they do with Abby. And, we probably want to like her. If we like the show, we probably need to like her, because that's what's going to make it so effective, because liking this Abby character is going to hit home that theme of the gray and the thought of perspective and who's in the wrong there. So
we're not going to have a choice in that matter. It pains me to say it, but we are going to like Abby. I mean, what I would say is
at least sympathize.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. This was an awesome season. All things considered, I know I just said that season 1 was better, but season 1 was absolutely spectacular. Mm-hmm. This was fun. I had so much fun chatting with you guys, and, the thing is, I was going to kind of turn it into a bigger take on that. But the truth is, we're still rolling, boys. We got more things coming.
We got Mountain Head ahead. We got we got the Phoenician Scheme coming up. We're going to continue with some movies. It's going to be fun getting to movies. I think we got to find our footing, and there might be some growing pains. There will always be growing pains, but we're going to figure out this. We're going to keep having fun. We're going to keep it rolling. And for those of you listening, once again, we truly appreciate it. Sending love on out to you guys. I don't really have too much left to say, guys. I'll let you say your goodbyes. Let's get this season over with.
Yep. Austin, thank you so much for running this show, for inviting me and my pops to join you. It's been really something special.
I agree. Thank you, bud.
Guys, I've had a ball with it. More to come. I would say to anyone listening, we are getting better.
I would agree.
This has been a learning experience for me mainly. These guys, they're semi-pros. This guy will get better. Hopefully by the next time that we're watching The Last of Us, hopefully I'm not in a diaper. It'll be so long. It seems like this is going to take forever.
Well, we're going to need you with Welcome to Dairy in it, because you'll be shitting your britches every episode.
Yeah. So
you're going to be making
but guys, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it, Austin.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. And, we got some lighter-hearted, I guess, content ahead, hopefully. This show, I think Mountain Head's supposed to be pretty satirical and comedy-driven. So that'll be good to have a little bit of switch up, because this is a heavy show, The Last of Us. Like I said, I was feeling pretty existential after the last one with it ending and, our boy Jesse being gone. But we'll get on out of here, fellas. We'll, and ladies at home listening. It's been a true enjoyment running through this episode, recapping and reviewing, and I think we got some things in motion here. So looking forward to keeping it rolling, sending love out your way. Once again, stay safe, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.